with Dana and Lacey. I'm your girl Lacey. Today is the first episode of the Breastfeeding versus Pumping series. I promised you guys I would be coming out with some episodes going over my experiences, my knowledge, and I am going to be having a lactation consultant. I've already partnered up with one, and she's done 20 something pages worth of information and myths and all these different things that I'm going to go over in my future episodes. But today I want to just do an introduction. You guys have been watching some of our videos. Dana and I are both mothers, and I am in the early stages of motherhood. So I have 2 little boys, and I want to just tell you about my experience thus far. So start from the beginning. About 30 years old, I got pregnant with my first son, and I had him at 30 as well. And I was gung-ho committed to doing strictly breastfeeding, pumping for supplement, and it just didn't work out that way. I feel like I didn't have as much knowledge, and the support that I had I didn't understand what was at my disposal for support. So the first couple of months, he breastfed no problem, the first month especially. And then I had my mother-in-law and my father-in-law fly in from Nigeria to help me. And they helped so much. It was amazing. I'm so grateful. One of the things I didn't realize, though, is introducing the bottle was going to affect so much on the breastfeeding side. My first son loved his binky, he loved the bottle, and he just took to it. So my dream of breastfeeding slowly dwindled away. By month 4, he was resisting the boob. He didn't really want anything to do with it, and it devastated me. At one point, I cried and I was upset and I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And looking back, I know what I've done wrong. So I feel like if you're at that point where you're about to give up, don't. I did. And I know now that I could have corrected my wrongs. So my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they were very helpful. But when he was hungry, they would give him a bottle. I was pumping so much. I was producing so much milk that I was pumping, and milk was easy for them to just grab a bottle and feed him. In their eyes, they were helping me. In my eyes, they were helping me. And I didn't realize that he was just getting the bottle way too much. Every time that I'm awake and he's hungry, they should have brought him to me. And we just didn't know. So over time, he's using a size 1 nipple on a Dr. Brown bottle. That was my first mistake. I learned now to use the preemie nipple, so it's very hard for them to get a flow. So it's work, just like it is for them to breastfeed. It's not going to be an easy influx of milk. So that's your first thing. If you are going to introduce the bottle, use those preemie nipples. I didn't even know they existed. They do. I think I bought a 6-pack on Amazon for $10.99. I'll put the link below in the comments. But use a preemie nipple, and every time that you're awake, if you're present and your child's present, breastfeed. That's where I went wrong. I let them give him the bottle a lot, and every once in a while I'd try to breastfeed, and it just wasn't. He gave up on it. Number 2 of something that I think was a factor was he had no problem latching, but he would nuzzle at the breast, and he would suck, and then he would pull away, and then he would suck, and then he would pull away over and over and over and over again. But he kept going back to the boob like he wanted it, but then he'd pull off. And now I understand that that's a sign that he might have had acid reflux. I didn't know that. I honestly, when that was happening, I went into tears. I was like, he doesn't want it. Like, why is he fighting with me? What is going on? And why is he fighting with me? What is going on? I just didn't understand. And now I know better. My second son, so let me rewind. So after this constant emotional turmoil that I was going through, wondering why he wasn't taking the boob or why he was fighting with me, and I just ended up deciding to exclusively pump and he could drink it out of the bottle. And I was like, you know what? He's getting my breast milk and he's gonna be fine. Ladies, if you are exclusively pumping, breast milk is breastfeeding, or pumping is breastfeeding. So if you are feeling discouraged because he's not taking the boob, just know that you've still succeeded, because he's still getting all the goodness of your milk and what your body has to offer. So congratulations. This is not an easy journey. I'm on baby number 2 now. His name's Rain, and he was born in December, so he's about 3 months old at this point, almost 4 months, 3.5. And he is a champion on breastfeeding. Oh my God, he won't take a bottle. He won't take a pacifier. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. I have a feeling that he's going to be a thumb sucker, because he's still trying to figure out how to get him in his mouth, but he's very interested in that. But it's a whole nother battle. So right now the coronavirus is rampant in America. We're in the middle of March. Everything's shutting down. So I'm not going anywhere now, but when I, finally got cleared by the doctor that I could work out, I wanted to go to the gym. I wanted to, get out of the house, go grocery shopping, do the things that moms do. And I wanted to get back into shape, and I couldn't, because this little boy did not want to take the bottle. So that's another challenge. I mean, every win potentially has a loss to go with it. So, I'm still figuring it out. But right now, I mean, if I leave and they try to give him the bottle, he fights the whole time. So now he's fighting the bottle. It's just the opposite problem we're having. But I am so grateful that he's breastfeeding. We're co-sleeping, and I can just roll over in the middle of the night and put a boob in his mouth, and he goes right back to sleep, and everybody's happy. So my journey now is I'm pumping like once a day, just so I have a supply if I do leave, that they can feed him. I have a girls trip planned for sometime this summer. We haven't nailed down a date yet, but I'm gonna be gone and mommy's gonna have some time, and that breast milk in the freezer will go to use. He should be having solids by then, so we can, mix it up, which will be nice. But hopefully we can get him to take a bottle by then. We're still working on that as well. But if I'm home, he's getting the boob. Boom. So that's just a little insight on my journey so far. Success on exclusively breastfeeding, number 2. No success, number 1. And why. I pumped for a whole year with my first son. I donated over 3,000 ounces of milk because I produced so much milk. I actually gave one of my girlfriends who wasn't able to get a good supply over 600 ounces. So I donated a lot of milk to Northwest Mother's Milk Bank, and then I also donated a lot to a friend. So that was a blessing. I was glad to be able to help different babies, NICU babies, and my friend's son. He was actually born 2 days before JJ, which was pretty cool. But with JJ, guess what? He's strong, he's healthy. He got my breast milk for 14 months. I think at 14 months we had 1 gallon-sized Ziploc full of bags left, and I wanted to save that for times when he got sick, so that he could have some of those antibodies going into him and help him get over the colds. And yeah, he did great. He was happy. He's cool. I mean, At about 18 months, we weaned him off of his pacifier, and then, and then we had our baby when he was 22 months. So we wanted to make sure he was no bottles, no pacifiers, nothing before the new baby came. That way, JJ wasn't trying to steal his bottles and his pacifiers. But come to find out, this baby doesn't want a bottle, he doesn't want a pacifier, he doesn't want anything. Just me. So that's stressful on its own as well, being his sole source of food. Sometimes I just want to go take a bath and not worry about having to feed him, but that's what motherhood is, right? Sacrifice. So that's just a little bit about me. Right now I have 2 boys and I'm 32. I'll be 33 in April, so coming up on 33 years old. And we do plan on having more kids. My husband is the second oldest of 5 boys, and he keeps telling me he wants a basketball team. I'm 33, almost 32, almost 33. I don't have a lot more time left, so we'll see about that. But that's just a little insight of my journey. I will be going into information from the lactation consultant, information just that I want to share off my experiences in the future episodes. But so thank you so much for watching the DL on All Things Girly with Dana and Lacey. I'm your girl Lacey. Stay tuned for episode number 2, coming soon. Thanks. Do my first episode of the breastfeeding versus pumping video series I promised you. No. Today I'll be talking about breastfeeding versus pumping, and today I'm going to be introducing myself, giving you guys a little bit of background on, let me stop rocking. Okay. Tired. I was like, you know what? He's getting my breast milk and he's going to be fine. Ladies, if you are exclusively pumping breast, oh my God, I'm tired. It's been a day.